Alright, welcome to the slightly more advanced tutorial on how to pose in 3D Custom Girl. uh, as you see, it sort of looks familiar again if you watch my other tutorial. This is how it starts out. Alright, basically just going to show you some different functions in the posing thing. Take note that I do have quite a bit of mods installed, so if you see things in my thing right here that you don't normally see, that's because I have mods installed. Now one of the first things I'm going to show you is how to add another character. You hold control and you click the character you want to add. So add another default. Alright, and then to just move them out of the way. So now you have two different characters in the same place. You can pose them individually. Switching between them, you tap the tab button on your keyboard, key, whatever you want to call it. You press space to get rid of the wire model, and then space again. And this arrow, figured out what it did. It's for shading. You move it, and the lighting will change by where the arrow is pointing, which is pretty useful. Want to have her cross-armed or something, and then I'm not going to do the best I normally do, but I'll do good enough to show a good example. And then looking away or something. Alright, so with the hand now, you want to probably get in closer for the face and the hand. Hold right click and then drag in or out to get closer or further away. And then you select each hand. Now see, you can't really see which hand you have selected unless you put your cursor over it, but you can bring this up if it helps you, which I sort of suggest doing when you first try out. And for the face, when you pose the face, you're probably not going to want this, because when you click on the eyelid, it's going to have that over it, and it's going to be generally hard to tell what it looks like, so you might just want to get rid of it. Alright, now I've been working on trying to learn how to pose faces a bit more, and they're actually a little complicated. You gotta really pay attention to alignment, and I'm not sure, but I really wish this posing tool had like a snapping feature. It might, I just haven't figured it out yet. So, you know, maybe slightly a little more on that eye, and then bring the eyebrow down, and adjust it. And now with the mouth right here, I have the mouth selected right here. This is excuse me. This is the like side of the mouth near the cheeks, right here, and you can stretch it out to get it, like, give it a grin or a frown, and so you know it looks more like a pout. And then I'm not sure if it's in the normal one, but there's a mod that you can pull up for blush right here, and change the intensity, which type it is, and then wings and all that. That's stuff you already knew. there's also these other things you can add as well while you're posing for it to add for an effect, like this one where it looks like, I guess you're looking through binoculars. It's the T button. You press it again to get rid of it. And R adds this like film gradient thing. E changes the color to either black and white, sepia tone, night vision, or negative. And then there's a slightly different negative to add detail, I guess. There's not too big of a difference. And then you just hit it again to bring back to normal. This is only for maybe posing, but I don't really see it because it changes around a lot. It's like I think it's the B button, yeah. It's like a shaky camera. It's for like action, I guess. Or maybe if you're using one of the Eero scenes to add more of a feel to it, maybe. But as far as posing goes, it's not too useful because it'll get hard to get in the right position in order for you to take the screenshot. Hit B again for it to go away. Alright, so with the mouth, again, you open it up and then hopefully this time I can do it right. Oh, maybe if I change the camera angle it'll be easier. Okay, there, now it's not as bad. There, now I can work with that at least. Alright, you just pull it out a little bit and then however far you want it out, and then it's probably a little too much. Then you can position it differently. You can have it stretch out a little bit more at the tip or something. You know, and then I guess to at least fit the pose a little bit, you can give her like a weird looking face. That's weird enough for the example. So with the hair, depending on what hairstyle you have selected, as far as this goes, I guess I'll show you with both actually. So with the twin tails, it's probably going to be in different sections. You might want to pull this up again so you know which hair you're dealing with. So, you know, maybe her hair is to the side of it. Oh, and that's another thing. If you're posing, you might get tempted to try to make it perfect in all angles. It's generally not going to happen like that. You're going to most likely try to make it look good in the one position you're taking the shot, because sometimes you need to use like tricks to make it look good, like stretch the arm out to unrealistic measurements, but in the image it looks realistic. Yeah, you might understand once you try it mostly. And then with the other character you have selected, you can have the hairstyle be different as well. See, as this one's long, you also now have this middle part of the hair right here in the back. So and the bangs as well might be longer or shorter. Alright, let's say one of your characters is holding something in their hand, like this one who has the champagne bottle, which should be pre-installed in the normal version. You just select which hand it is, that one, and then see how it's sort of floating out there. It's not really in her hand exactly, it's like at her fingertip. Now there's a dot right here. It's hard to see sometimes, but it's right there above the finger, the middle finger, and that's the object. You can twist it around, and you can move it, but it's also, you keep in mind, it's also connected to the middle finger as well. So everywhere the middle finger goes, it's gonna go with it. So you might want to pose the middle finger first to get a good grip on it, see where it's gonna go, and then if it's still, like, see how it might be clipping into her hand, you might want to go ahead and take it and move it around a little bit, and then drag it into place more like that, and then form every other finger as you would. So and the skirt. For the skirt, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to select, yet again, you might want this open again. You're going to want to select which part of the skirt you're dragging about. So that's the top part. It's like the middle part. And then here's the tip. This is the front of the skirt, and then this is the back of the skirt. So you might want to mess around with that for a little bit, try to get it to look good. Be careful if you are posing and this does happen. Hold on. If it's clipping into the skin like that right there, you're going to want to just drag it out until it forms naturally over it. And it's how you do the skirt. And then for the back of it, let's say you want it like right here, you're not going to really be able to tell except for right there. But let's say you still want it up. So, sorry, wrong side. Still want it up, so you do it like that. Now, of course, this would be a lot easier to see if I was posing it this way, but as far as we're concerned for this pose, you don't need to see the back. That's about all for the slightly more advanced tutorial. I don't think I'm gonna make an advanced tutorial because it's generally, once you know this much about it, you can learn the rest on your own, and hopefully I've helped a lot of people, or the people at least watching this, to understand this part of the program more, and hopefully enjoy posing separate characters each way they want. Alright, thank you for watching.